Hello, my name is Taylor, and I did accelerators, incubators, and co-working spaces. So, throwback Thursday. This is our class. This is all we did last week was go over the entrepreneurial culture in Atlanta as well as Georgia State. So this is us looking at our brand new beautiful building. You can go to the next slide. So we have spaces in the next building over, such as Launch. And so that's kind of like an incubator space for state, and it's not like just for entrepreneurship programs, it's anyone who has an idea. This is Kofo looking at the beautiful rules of the space. So what an accelerator is a program that works with startups short term, so from 90 days to like 4 months. They usually give up about $20,000 of capital, and then they're really looking at fast growth in your company, and to do that, they usually take about 3 to 8% of your company to grow you in that short of a time span. Incubators usually are more like school-based, like university-based, and it's all grant. So like they don't give you capital up front, but like they'll work with you through grants, and then it's kind of a slower process, usually like a mentorship between a year and a half or more. And so that's just kind of like slowly working on your idea, working out the kinks, ready to launch hopefully at the end of that. And accelerators are very high, fast pace. So you can go to the next slide. So this is one of the spaces at Georgia State that we toured. This is the X Lab or the Maker Space, and they have, as we saw, the really great 3D printing and the laser cutout. And they have spaces for you to sew and make clothing if you want. They have a VR space, and the only requirements for that, as a review, is for you to take a short quiz on iCollege. You can take it as many times as you want, and as soon as you pass that, as of right now, there's no limits of how long you can be in there. So if you want to take all day, you can do that. Then we toured this beautiful VR space that is in this building, and that, like, right now is only for VR classes. If you're taking a VR class, you can further use the space, but they're still integrating the rules. As you know, this is a brand new space, which we're in right now. And so for the first floor, as Elizabeth has already told our class, is to triple the workforce in entertainment. That's their goal. The second floor is to grow entrepreneurship and innovation in the media space preferably for Atlanta. And then for the third floor is to work with, like, kind of like an incubator. Oh, this is an incubator, right? And the third floor is for research and development. And then you can go to the next slide. So on Thursday last week, we toured kind of outside of Georgia State, furthering our ventures. Once we graduate here, where do we go to like work on our startups? So SwitchYards is a good option. You get a membership at like bare minimum $50 a month, and they give you free coffee, and you just have like an open table workspace you can work at. And these are some pretty images. Clearly they know what they're doing. You can go to the next slide. Then we saw Cinema Park Studios, which was much cleaner. Like there's nothing really in there because they're still starting up. So as Elizabeth was discussing with us last week, like SwitchYards comparatively knows their audience, and as we know, the end user experience is what that's all about. So as Cinema Park Studios kind of starts up, they'll feel that out, and then you'll be able to use that as well for more of the film side of stuff. And then you can go to the next one. And then lastly, we toured Flatiron, which was the most bougie one. And they wanted about like $350, I think, a month for like an open table, and they are all Windows based. So I know a lot of people in the creative community like debate whether you want Mac or Windows, and a lot of people have Mac, so that might be a conflict of interest. But they do also have the Women in Entrepreneurship on the top floor, which is government based, and so they work with you, and I don't believe you have to pay for that. You just have to be accepted into their program. And then across the street, like the Hurt building right there, Hurt Plaza, they have a special accelerator for Latina and Black women only. So they work with you to accelerate your business. I'm not exactly sure what the price of that is because it's like kind of a newer program, but that's exciting. And so back to the shirt. So they have these events at SwitchYards where you sign up on Eventbrite, you go, and it's free, and they have like people who invented the Beltline come and talk to you about their ideas and how they do it. And there's beer and wine and free t-shirts, and it's great. And why? Oh, sorry. One more thing. Why this is important to media entrepreneurship? This is basically like the base of where you get your business started. You go to a co-working space, which is basically just like an open table, or you can get an office and you work on your idea. So you don't have to like pay for an office while you're getting it started up. And that's like what creates us as a culture to be able to get our ideas out. Okay. The links on the last page. These are all the links that she'll put up, and then this is the last one, Digital Undivided, is for the Latin and Black Women Accelerator.
Awesome.
And this is for women entrepreneurship.
Excellent. Thank you. All right.